Hello everybody, today I will do a quick review of MSI H110M ECO motherboard. Mainly doing it because we do a lot of builds with like cheaper i5, i3 processors, and Intel still has not and probably will not release any cheap alternatives to H110 chipset for KabyLake processors, so we still keep using H110 motherboards, and they're quite fine for most people. Most of the people usually don't even care what kind of motherboard they got in their system, so we're still using them, and we wanted to show you this one because there are not a lot of reviews online, so we've got a few words about it. It's rather cheap motherboard, but it has got pretty much everything you'll ever need from a like low to mid-range gaming computer based on that motherboard, on that chipset. That's the outer box. Just some advertising features like optimized power savings. It's pretty much the same for all the motherboards. It's not like MSI did something special about it, but you can see there are some special features like Eco Center Pro, Eco Engine. This motherboard, this particular one, concentrates on power efficiency, power savings, and yeah, you can save a few cents a year if you'll get this one compared to other H110 boards. Now, let's see on the back. It supports 6th generation Intel Core processors and Intel Pentium Celeron processor. At this point, it actually supports 7th generation as well without updating BIOS. And today is May the 16th, so you can safely get that motherboard from most places, and it should come with updated BIOS, and you can update it yourself as well, because most likely it will come with December 2016 BIOS version. So it's actually a good idea to get online and download the latest BIOS and update it right through the BIOS utility. It's really easy to do. You can find more info online on MSI's website. Here are some quick specifications. H110 chipset, LGA1511 socket. It has got HDMI, DVI, VGA, which is good if you're planning on using integrated video. Only 2 DIMM slots, PCI Express 16X, 4 SATA ports, which is not a lot, 4 USB 3.1 Gen 1 and 6 USB 2.0. Well, you haven't got all that. It actually includes internal headers for like front ports, so you don't have all those USB ports there. And some features like DDR4 boost, optimized DDR4 performance and stability, isolated memory circuit, that's specific to MSI. Easy debug LED, very nice feature if you have any problems. If you have to do troubleshooting, it helps you. It shows if you got a problem with CPU, memory, or video cards, which are the most common reasons for any kind of troubleshooting or failures and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. You can read the rest of it yourself. It doesn't really give you a lot of information, just some advertising stuff. And inside, I took the motherboard out already. There are 2 SATA cables. One of them is angled, and the other one is straight. Disk with drivers, which you probably will not use if you have Windows 10. It will update all drivers automatically. Registration card. Nice little manual in several languages. Quick installation guide, which is the same for all the MSI motherboards, so it doesn't really specific to this motherboard, so please be careful if you follow instructions on it. And I/O shield, which has got some black color with green accents, which is really nice. Most cheaper motherboards usually come with just regular silver one. We prefer black ones, they look much nicer. And to the motherboard itself. Okay, please focus on the motherboard. Okay, here's the motherboard. I'll show it from the top first. As you can see, that's our LGA1511 socket, 4-pin power connector. Well, we prefer 8-pin, but most H110 motherboards come with 4-pin connector, and it's still fine. You're not going to overclock anything on it anyway. PCI Express 16X slot for video card, and 2 PCI Express 1X slots, which both of them you can use, because even with a dual slot video card, it's gonna be sitting like this, so this slot will be available in this one too. You can install like Wi-Fi card or something else there. What's nice to see here is that it has got at least 2 system fan power connectors. That's one here, and that's another system fan 2 here. Usually motherboards cheap like that come with only one system fan header and the CPU fan header here. Only 2 RAM slots, which is not a lot, but still you can install up to 32 gig in this motherboard. And for a system that most likely will be built based on this motherboard, there's going to be plenty enough. 24 pin connector, internal USB 3.0 header, only one here. So if you have like USB 3.0 card reader or something else, you can either get an extension card and plug it into PCI Express 1X, or come up with something else, because that only port here will be occupied by front USB 3.0 ports on your case in pretty much all the cases. SATA, they're angled here, 2 ports and 2 straight vertical ports. As you can see, there could have been another 2, but MSI for some reason decided to just take them out. Well, 4 ports again, probably gonna be plenty for that kind of system. If you're using single SSD and regular HDD, it's just 2 drives, and pretty much nobody uses DVDs anymore. And even if you do, it's 3 SATA ports, and you can use 4th one for something else. So it's not that bad. Little heatsink here, installed bridge. No more heatsinks, but that motherboard does not heat up much, so cooling is not a problem for it at all. Now there is that LED trace here separates all that audio connection and audio circuitry from the rest of the motherboard, kind of providing you with better sound, we hope. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mounting points for this motherboard, and it's not the smallest kind of motherboard. It's like a regular micro ATX, it's just a little bit shorter. Like some motherboards like extend like this, but it's not a problem for this one. At least it's not the smallest one, because some of them are short like this, and in this case it's not that bad. And here are the front panel connections, 2 PS2. Well, who uses PS2 anyway? They could have done just one and add 2 extra USB ports, because you've got USB 3.0, 2 ports here, USB 2.0, 2 ports here, and this is it for the back of it. Just 4 USB ports, and it has got VGA, DVI and HDMI connections, which you're not gonna use if you install a discrete video card here. Please remember, those will be disabled automatically in most cases if you install a discrete video card. So please use video card connections instead of those integrated ones. So basically we've got just audio connectors and 4 USB, and that's everything for the back of it. And that's your audio connection. That's what you're gonna use to USB. Oh, well, actually that's USB. That's another USB header here, so you can connect 4 USB 2.0 ports, and that front panel connection for all the indicators, LEDs, power reset buttons. So this is it. It's a pretty nice system. Please make sure if you're using a big CPU heatsink that it's not gonna block those RAM slots here, because they're rather too close to the CPU socket. So please make sure this RAM slot's not going to be blocked by your CPU cooler. If you're using a stock one, it's not going to be a problem. So this is it. Please let us know. If you have any questions about this board, we'll be happy to answer them. Please remember, it does not support overclocking, but you can safely use it with any K processors, including KabyLake like 7700K. And for a basic gaming system on a more like budget optimized side, that motherboard is gonna be just perfect. This is it. Thank you for watching and have a great day.